Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and I've got some exciting news for you regarding Final Fantasy XVI. For those who don't know, PAX West is currently ongoing, and one of the panels that was scheduled to take place there was a voice actor panel for Final Fantasy XVI. Koji Fox hosting it and several of the voice actors on the line, just talking about voicing the game and getting their perspective on things, which has been great to enjoy over the past several months as a whole. The voice team is fantastic. But they started leaning into a few hints during said panel. They started being like, you want to talk about DLC? No, we can't talk about DLC. But it all ended with a special message from Yoshi P back in Japan, where he announced several things that they're going to be adding to the game in a free update that's coming in the next several hours for most of us, by tomorrow, basically, as well as some exciting news about the future of Final Fantasy XVI. So while I don't have any patch notes in front of me, we do actually know some of the things that were happening in this update. We knew from a post on the official Japanese site that they were going to be making changes to arcade mode, which I have complained about the scoring of that mode extensively, saying how it killed a lot of my interest to continue playing the game and use the arcade mode as this sort of post-game grind to try the game out on the highest difficulty, as well as, continually work to get better and improve and figure out what the best way to go about it was. We know they're making adjustments to that, and I will have a video on the new mode comparing it to the way I experienced things in the old mode to see how much it's actually improved. They've also continued to add new controller layouts. The message doesn't say anything about customizable mapping yet, which I think is really the be-all end-all that should happen or should have happened instead of adding more schemes as a whole. But let's be honest, that'll have to come at some point for, a certain other release we're waiting on, which we'll talk about in a bit. However, we now know there's going to be some other brand new features added to this free update as well. For one, you're going to be able to select which of Clive's weapons you want to actually appear when you're in combat. The way the game works normally is you get a new sword, you equip a new sword, and the game kind of hand feeds you stronger swords. So you can't really hang on to one that you like just for appearance sake, because you're really just making the game harder on yourself for really no tangible reason. However, with the new system, you'll be able to choose one that will be its appearance, and then you can just equip the strongest sword for its stats separately. So that's a big thumbs up from me. Another confirmed update from this video is that there's going to be an alternate outfit system for Clive, Torgal, and several of the party members who join you as you play throughout the game. So that's another really cool thing to add, and if they do more updates in the future, especially for people picking it up for the first time, more outfits, more customization, people really like that stuff. I'm not super big on outfits. It's kind of cool, in Devil May Cry, there's normally like an outfit or two that's different, maybe one that's like actually different, or maybe one that's like a different color scheme or whatnot. That's fine and all, but it's not something I'm crazy over. The weapon skin thing is the thing I'm more into, but hey, more options is always good, and it's a free update, so who's going to complain? Now that's it for the free update details that we have already. When the patch notes come out, I'll probably do a video going over everything in case there's anything that we need to talk about more. That being said, the back half of this message from Yoshi P is really what people are going to be talking about for the next several months, even though none of it's really a surprise. We were told when the game was being released and after it was released that if people wanted paid DLC, they would make it. If people demanded more content from the game, they would make it. So what did they confirm today? They are now starting development on paid DLC for Final Fantasy XVI. They didn't give any specific details, only that people wanted to learn more about Valisthea, spend more time with its inhabitants, and with that, they have confirmed they are working on 2 paid DLCs for Final Fantasy XVI. We don't have a release window, we don't have any detail about what they are about, but I'm sure some of you are already forming theories about directions they could go with that. That wasn't the only thing, however. Another very poorly kept secret. They also confirmed they have started development on the PC version of Final Fantasy XVI. For those who don't know, it only had about a 6-month exclusivity clause with PlayStation, but we knew it wasn't going to be released the day the exclusivity clause was cut. That was December 31st. That's the end of this year. January 1st wasn't going to be the PC version. But just so people are 100% sure, they went out of their way to confirm they're working on that. Now, they didn't give us any more details about any of that stuff, but Yoshida is hoping to have stuff to share before year's end. Now that actually makes sense because we also heard that same bit we hope to have for more news for you before the end of the year about the Final Fantasy XIV and Final Fantasy XVI collaboration. They've already confirmed that it is going to happen, and we're hoping to have more details to share later this year. There is a fan fest for Final Fantasy XIV that is looking like a prime candidate, but hey, there's still a little bit under 4 months left, so it could happen at any point there. And you know, when it does, I'll have a video for you on all the details. But that's going to be a wrap for this quick Final Fantasy XVI information video. We'll churn out a couple more Final Fantasy XVI videos on this new update, looking at the new skins, looking at arcade mode, going over the patch notes, and of course, when we get more information on that paid DLC and PC version, I got you covered. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned for more. Until next time, take care.